Hey everyone, Tom and Bunny here, and I know we're getting ready to watch our next video. And if you find this video useful or some of the videos in the past, please do us a favor by booking your travel through us at tomstrips.com or give us a call at 1-800-285-0853 and I can answer any questions and get you booked on your next lifestyle vacation.
Hey everyone, we're Tom and Bunny with TomandBunny.com, and we do videos, podcasts, we travel to destinations, and we give you advice. Well, not so much advice.
No.
We give you our opinions on what works for us as a couple in the pineapple world, but we also do give travel advice.
That we do, and today we're going to talk about trying to meet people online and through messaging.
Yes, and we're going to talk about stuff that happens to us personally, because we figure if it happens to us, it's probably happening to other people as well.
I do know that for a fact, that it's definitely happening to a bunch of other people that are out there. I know of friends that are complaining of the same thing.
Right. So we'll start off with the simple of, we do our YouTube videos. We do our podcast, and we go to events all over the place. But because of our social media, our Twitter and Instagrams and YouTube and everything, we get, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm not stroking our ego, but we get hundreds of messages from people we've never met, which is fine. Mm-hmm. However, they give us, probably 99% of them don't give us anything to respond to.
Mm-mm. And you know what? If you are one of those ones that has tried to message us and we haven't messaged you back, you might find out why.
Well, this could be why. We do not respond at all to, hey, hello, hi. One words are very, very general. You're beautiful.
Right.
You got our... we don't. I don't want to impose, or we don't want to impose. But can we ask a question? Well, you just asked a question. So what we just suggest is just ask the question. Mm-hmm. Just ask it outright. Make that your intro, and then it gives us, but it would give someone else something to reply to.
Exactly, because if somebody says to you, "Hey," and you say, "Hi, how are you doing?" and they reply back, 99% of the time they reply, fine.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't give me anything to reply back to.
Yeah, we want to have a conversation, a two-way conversation. If you message us, you open the conversation, and we reply back with when we reply back, we do, sometimes I will. If you go, how are you? I might reply back, we are fine. How are you? And leave it at that to see what you come back with. And a lot of times, we're good, or I'm good.
And you know what? This isn't just an address that you should do in the pineapple world, but in your real world.
Everyday life.
Or if you're on dating sites, the same thing. So yeah, you need to open up with, hey, how you guys doing? I've been watching your videos. They're really great.
Yeah, you got to say they're really great. Otherwise, you're immediately not going to get a reply. It's a fact of life. If you say, hey, we watch your videos and they suck, but hey, we'd like to meet you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it would be nice to have a compliment in there.
And you know, a lot of times,
we do take time to dress up a little.
We do. Take showers.
We took showers for this video.
But you know,
I smell good.
Here.
Oh, that's nasty.
It's one of those things, though, too. Say, for instance, I was single or I was looking for a date. If somebody's going to hit me with a one line like that, I can only imagine what the date would be like.
Right.
Is it going to be like trying to pull out that information or trying to pull out a conversation? No, it's got to be able to flow naturally.
And if someone messages you, before you respond, remember, they messaged you hoping, well, I hope they're hoping that they were going to create a conversation to get to know you more. If you respond short like you would a family member or a coworker or something, you probably eliminated possibly a great connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's absolutely the truth. And it's one of those things too. You have these conversations and you roll with them and you roll with them and you roll with them, and then all of a sudden they just stop and they go away.
Right.
So, I mean, is it up to us to reach out and say, hey, how are you doing today? I didn't hear from you yesterday.
Yeah. When you initiated it.
Right.
So you should follow up with the responses. Another one, and we did a video years ago, playing with the single male, because we can't use certain words on here. When you DM us out of the blue, and like I said, we don't mind, and we're not complaining at all. We're just kind of pointing out the obvious. We've been talking about doing this video for years, and I don't know why we're doing it now, just because we have a laundry list of, see, like on Bunny's phone, we have a bunch of stuff on here that we want to talk about, but we keep moving it down the list because something else takes priority. But, however, if you are a single male, and you're going to DM us, a couple, don't act like I don't exist. Because I'm the one that reads 100% of the messages coming in. And then I hand Bunny the phone, the quality messages, and say, here, you may want to answer this, or this one looks good. But if I see that I'm allowed to sit in the background, or I don't exist, or any of that nonsense, delete. Did it delete? I don't even remember what name it was, so I can't respond. No, seriously.
I know it's the truth.
It's the truth. And people should be more observant. But I think, yesteryear, because we're going to do a video on something else, another topic, but yesteryear, before smartphones, before tablets, before really computers got into all Facebook, Instagram, all the social media, people actually knew how to talk to each other with respect and continuity, meaning they could have a full-on conversation for hours and not even repeat themselves. Today, everyone's so quick on the Twitter, 140 characters, that's the way they treat the human aspect. Most people don't even want to actually talk on the phone. They would rather message. How do I get to know you? Can I hear your excitement or your demeanor on some of my comments or phrases? Because I'm trying to get to know if we have a match.
Absolutely. And you know what? It goes the same for both male and female. I mean,
it does.
Even.
I sorry if I was picking on the single male. But that's typically what we get emails from. Yeah,
but I mean, it goes either way for a single male, a single female, or as a couple. And especially if you're reaching out to, like, a couple that is in a hot wife situation, or a couple where the male plays. You still need to have respect towards the partner. Because you know what? If Tom was going to go out on his own, if I didn't get the respect or anything from the other female,
warm fuzzy.
Hell no, you're not going out with my husband.
I gotta get the warm fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, and you know what? For most people, it's a safety aspect too.
Well, it is, and so I mean, we'll message with people. We never sext. A typical message we get is, do you have nudes, or where can I find your nudes? We don't get paid for this. We don't have an OnlyFans account where we have commercials on our videos. We might be able to go to McDonald's once or twice a month and get a Happy Meal, but they're so pricey, might as well go to Lowry's Steakhouse, our prime rib house, and it's the same price as McDonald's.
And I'm not going to do an OnlyFans and put all these naked pictures out there, all these sexual positions or anything like that, to only make $10 a month. That ain't gonna happen.
Right. If you have an OnlyFans account and you are making it, that is phenomenal. Me and Bunny never say anything is bad. If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah,
it doesn't work for us.
We also know that in order to have a successful OnlyFans account, you have to work really hard at it.
Right.
And not just doing videos. We're talking back-end stuff that you have to be very, very hard. Like a full-time job.
It is a full-time job.
We don't have time for that.
And
we have full-time jobs that we have to do, and we don't have time for that.
And we hear the comments. We just heard them this weekend that they love our videos because we're genuine. We do talk from the heart. We talk as a couple. We don't want anyone to get hurt in this pineapple world.
No, not at all.
Or at all. But I think it equates that we're not trying to work them into a different scenario. We get messages from single females all the time. The first thing I do is I go look at their social media. What do I find? They're either in the corn industry, at a P, or they have an OF account and they're looking for us on our Twitter. Now, our Twitter is only 26,000 followers. We're nothing compared to some of these people that have hundreds of thousands of followers,
Correct.
even millions of followers. But they also realize that we can push people over just because we don't have we tell people, hey, be careful about following, because other people could see who you're following. So if you have family who wants to out you or dive in, the first thing I would do is go to your Twitter, your Instagram. I mean, Facebook allows you to shut it down, but I would look at who you're following, and then I would look at those profiles. And so we advise we may not be the best people to follow because of our content.
Correct.
However, we do get a lot of people that do follow us, and we do appreciate that because it lets us know.
It really does. And it helps with the ego a little bit.
Right. I mean, take for our YouTube, for instance. We only have like 17 and 18,000 subscribers, but we've had over 4 million video views. Now, one video I did delete that had 800,000 videos, and it took it off. So I think right now we're at showing online about almost 3.5 million, almost 4 million. Compared to subscribers, that's a huge difference. So we know we have a reach out there.
Mm-hmm. So we know that people do follow us, but I think we've wandered off topic
well,
again.
No, that's how people DM us.
I know that's
out of the
people,
blue.
yeah.
I was giving a little more back history of why, because some people will go, well, how come you get so many DMs out of the blue? Well, because we're on so many different platforms.
Yeah, and like I said, I was going back. You know, we do have a friend that does have an OnlyFans, and she is a social media influencer within our realm too, and she was saying the same thing. You know, these people are approaching her, be it men, women, or couples, with the same thing.
Right.
So if you want context, you need to give us context to reply to.
Yeah, and like she said it perfectly. There's a lot of content creators out there for the pineapple world, and everyone has like a different one. Mine and Bunny's are just, we kind of scroll around and see what's trending, and then we see what people are responding. And this is our way of responding, is we like to put it on video and podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But we're not your mom and dad.
No.
We're not going to tell you, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. And we've seen other content creators do that. The pineapple world is however you make it, and we're just basing our opinions. We tell you, ask 5 other people. You might resonate better with somebody else, but at least you got to start.
You know, and it's funny too, because I've had numerous conversations with people that are in this world and have been in it as long as Tom and I have been, both in the world itself and within the pineapple world. And it's funny because some of the new ones are talking about what they did that weekend, who they did that weekend, how they did it that weekend. And then you have people like Tom and I and some of the older content creators out there that we don't have as many of those stories anymore.
Well, even if we did, we really don't, we don't like to put that out there. We don't want bait to get people to watch our videos or listen to our podcast of who we did or how we did it. I mean, we just did a video of how we play, but that was because we've been genuinely asked a lot of questions, so we kind of threw out a video recently, so you can go back and check that one out. That's my clickbait.
And it's funny, too, because we have been in this long enough, but there are some things that we just don't want to kiss and tell about.
Exactly. Why we don't put nudes on for the world, like OF and other things, is we don't feel that's part of our life. It's not part of who we are. I think we have a lot of respect amongst our followers without showing everything.
Exactly.
But like 99% of the people out there, we have family that see our content, because today with artificial intelligence, you get recommended to your family, friends, co-workers, neighbors. So and the internet's forever. So
yes.
Everything we put out, we know it's going to be there forever. And there's nothing we can do about that.
No.
But we can advise. We did another video about should you be a content creator. Clickbait.
Yes. And if you are a content creator, are you going under pseudonyms? Because if you're a lot younger and you're using your legal names, then what happens 10, 20 years down the road when you don't want to do this anymore and you need to go for a professional job? You need to have some different coverage on that.
Well, today they check social media first thing before they even bring you in for an interview. I always joked I wanted to run for political office in our little small town of 900 people in Alabama. But we are in a town of 900 people in Alabama.
In the Bible Belt.
In the Bible Belt. We thought we were the only ones that knew we were in the pineapple world, but apparently we're the only ones that didn't know the entire town knew that we were in the pineapple world. So, because of social media.
Exactly, because we went to one hairdresser who researched us and then told everybody.
So, yeah, we do message, we do reply. And what Bunny was trying to say is, like, if you're on one of the major sites, the matchmaker sites, or the apps, message something, a question to them. Not tell them, I'm hung like a horse and I can go 10 hours and my tongue is magical. Every guy's tongue is magical.
Or, hey, your wife is sexy. I can satisfy her for 12 hours.
Yeah, or better than you.
Yeah.
No. Just ask them a question. Just say, hey, I'm so-and-so. I read your profile, and I had a couple questions on this. What do you like about this, or what don't you like about that? And let them bring up, but ask a couple of questions in the beginning. And then some people can only respond to one question at a time, and you'll quickly realize that. So you might have to ask one of the questions again. But don't feel that they were ghosting you or anything or avoiding it. Some people just aren't capable of answering more than one, and that's perfectly fine. We know somebody that is absolutely in that realm, so we learn how to deal with that person.
Exactly. And and it's funny because Tom and I we're two peas in a pod when it comes to a lot of things. But when it comes to personal and little quirks, I am ADD like a son of a gun. I'm the squirrel type person.
I have to keep her focused.
Tom has to keep me focused. Tom is super OCD.
I am very focused.
And I am not. So yeah, I mean, we can be in a complete four-way chat, and I'm like, no, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I want to do something else. So yeah, you've got to be able to keep that energy level up, should I say?
Right.
That engaging going.
So, you know what I learned this last weekend and during Naughty and Nolans? Apparently, we are broke itches.
We are.
because we can't afford a producer or somebody to answer all of our.
I know.
And
There's so many.
I'm not blasting anyone, but it's genius because other content creators hire people specifically to answer their messages for them as them. You have no clue. You think you're emailing Joanne and Rebecca's replying as Joanne. Mm-hmm. Joanne never even saw your message, never even read your message, but that's how they keep it going. Mm-hmm. It would be nice. A lot of people want to just chat with us, and that's great. We understand that, but we don't have a lot of time. When we're doing videos, figure 4 hours for us to get ready, do a few videos, and that's without even, we don't edit our videos. Our videos are start to end. I just might edit the coloring a little bit in the microphone levels.
Correct.
Other than that, and an intro, book with Tom's Trips, right there at the bottom
Correct.
of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm also doing graphic design for our company. I'm working on the website, working on social media. Bunny's on the phone from 7 in the morning to 11 at night because of different time zones.
And speaking of which, of taking time to do the videos, I told Tom at 10:30 this morning
that we were going to do videos at 11.
Just let me get our breakfast made. Let me get my work done that I need to have done this morning.
She goes, I'll be ready in about an hour, so 11:30.
Yeah, it was 4:30.
It's 4:30 right now, and we're just on our first video. Mm-hmm. And that's how the day rolls. Other people can chat all day, every day. I mean, we're in a couple of group chats, and that's another thing that we'll talk about with the few couples. They fizzle because, I mean, everyone's trying to reply, but everyone's busy in their own life. Mm-hmm. And then you'll get the message, oh, I'm sorry, I was busy at work today. Right. And that's the reply. Instead of saying, I was busy at work today, but I read this and here's a follow-up. Now I have something to reply. But when I read, sorry, I didn't reply earlier, I was busy at work, I'm not going to reply to that.
But that in one
I'm not replying. I'm not replying because I'm upset or being nasty. It's just nothing for me to reply to. But
that's the difference between your OCD and my ADD. Because I'm just going to reply back and say, hey, I've been really busy, hopefully we'll chat soon. And then I'm off to something else. Right. So, I mean, I am guilty of it too. It's certain things that I have to work on too all the time. But yeah, I mean.
Well, when I reply, you could tell the difference between my reply and Bunny's reply. My reply is, and I'm born, raised, pretty much deaf all my life. So I articulate. And so when I write a reply, I write it as the way I want it written to myself. So I articulate and respond in very great over detail.
Yes.
Would you say that?
Oh, yes.
Our bosses. When we email our bosses, or I email my boss, at the very bottom, hidden in there, not at the very last word, but hidden, I'll say, if you read this far, comment that you read this far. And I will get replies saying, unfortunately, we read that far. And they don't smooth things over. They don't powder puff. They at least read it. Mm-hmm. So when they deny something, at least they read it all the way through. They just didn't like the first 3 words saying, hey, I would like to. Oh, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do explain in great detail. And
well, yes, I'm hoping to get an approval, not a denial.
And you know what? And we're the same in person. I mean, don't come over to our house and expect to watch them. We watch Survivor.
Yeah.
All right. Survivor's an hour and a half.
For
usually
us,
takes us about 3 to 4 hours because halfway through or pause it and then we have to discuss on what's going on.
Yeah, in great detail. But yeah, no. I thought maybe people weren't commenting to our profiles online because I just had way too much information, because I want to kind of get out as much information, because if we're not something that they're into, I want to know right up front. I don't expect people to read word for word, paragraph for paragraph, the entire profile.
But they do.
But they do, but I think it turns people off, and they get bored, and they click back and start to another profile.
Maybe they think these people talk too much.
Yeah, and if they knew it was me, they would click back faster. I think the only reason they stay on our profile longer is because of you.
They see boobs. Boobies.
That's our
so
clickbait.
Funny. That is my clickbait.
Oh, and the necklace. The necklace is our big clickbait.
Of course.
If you want an upside down, and this is a shameless plug, but we don't get nothing from it. We just love their jewelry. Go to partnersid.com, and they got the original lifestyle jewelry, but when they came out with the upside down pineapple, we just took off with it and ran with it.
We did.
So, and you can win one. They're $80 or something. You can win one from us for free. Just travel with us and do one of our scavenger hunts.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go here in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So
and they just contacted me going, do you need more necklaces? Because they know it does. It's like a marketing campaign.
We have more fun with our scavenger hunt than the people really doing it do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we do is I have these little bunny ducks, and I'll hide them in plain sight around the resort, and whoever brings me the most at the end of the week wins one.
Yeah, and they have different chains. So
yeah, but you'll hear later on in the week, you'll hear, there they are.
And they'll follow us, looking to see where we're going to drop a bunny duck.
We've even been known to give bunny ducks to other people to hide for us.
The ones that our friends that either have the necklaces or they don't care if they have the necklace.
Yeah.
So they're not in the competition.
But yeah, it makes it fun. I mean, we like to keep things going in regular life on our profiles, in chatting with people. We like to keep things on edge, should I say? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that way you have something to reply to and have conversations about.
And the conversation's the biggest thing. So my biggest suggestion is, if you message us, but if you message anybody, always include a question that kind of forces a reply. Mm-hmm. If you don't get a reply, move on. But at least someone has a question they can answer. Hey, how are you today is not a question. That is just a standard. Well, it's a standard response. You walk by somebody in the grocery store. Oh, hey, how are you today?
I do it all the time.
It's non-personalized.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't use that one.
Well, and it's the ones that get me. He'll read them to me. Hey, listen to this one. June 25th. Hey. July 3rd. Hey. And this and then
it goes on and on.
And then it will be like, are you going to answer me?
Yeah. Are you even there?
No.
And then they start getting sarcastic as they build up. But meanwhile, they've said, hey, I kid you not, 10, 20, 30 times without even a question for us to respond to. Mm-hmm. And now they're upset because we're not responding to them.
Right.
And, it would be nice for us to be able to respond to everybody. So maybe we can get our bosses to sponsor that part of our video and have an executive assistant to act like they're Tom and Bunny, and you'll be like, oh, they replied.
Well, somebody, and I mean, we've talked about it before in our videos, but somebody actually thought that they were going to call and talk to our assistant. I'm like, I am the assistant. We can't afford one.
Yeah, but he answers the phone. They're like, oh my God, you answer your phone? She's like, yeah. They're like, oh, we thought your assistant would answer. But he's like, I am the assistant to the owner of the company.
Yeah, because, I think last month we made $179 on videos. I don't think an assistant would go for $179.
I don't think anyone would answer all of our messages for $170 a month.
No.
And that was just the last check. because we don't produce a lot of videos. Our podcast we make nothing on. We're not monetized at all on podcasts. On YouTube, we're monetized. It might be 170, and these are just standard numbers. It might be 170 this month. We might not see anything for a couple months because we haven't put out a video in a couple months. We put out another video. Now they not only watch that video, but they come back, watch this video and other videos. We might get $250. It's usually not too much more because we have our account threshold is to pay us at $100.
But also, too, we're not doing this as a profitable thing.
We want you to book with Tom's Trips, but
we do.
You will benefit from booking with Tom's Trips. Welcome to your addiction.
Absolutely. And that's basically how we get paid. It's because you're booking your trips with us and you're coming out and you're partying with us and you're going to come back and party with us again. But as far as trying to survive on a YouTube channel, no. It's nothing that we do. We would rather put our information out there to help you.
Right.
Because that's what we like to do, is more help people and give people a better understanding about things.
Our full-time job is Bunny's a travel agent for Tom's Trips, and I work for Tom's Trips and I do their marketing. And other than that, they see a value in these videos. So during our work schedule, we get to do videos.
Mm-hmm. Hard day at work.
Hard day to talk to each other.
Right. About stuff that we talk about all the time when we're driving, but we forget to write them down or anything else.
And remember, when you're messaging back and forth, never end a reply with an answer. Always end it with a follow-up question. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even if it's the question on the answer you just gave.
Right, exactly.
Or if you think that's ended and you're going to give an answer and that's going to end any responses, which it could, just like a phone call.
Absolutely.
Follow up with another question that now they feel compelled to reply to.
Or if you're done for the evening, say, hey, I'm heading off to bed. I'll talk to you guys another time.
And you could start off with the message the next day after you've developed the message saying, hey, good morning. Just checking to see if you guys are around. I would love to ask you about this. Again, follow up with a question. Or always ask a question. And ask about them. Don't so much talk about yourself like we do. We like talking about ourselves.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that we have about bored them out of their minds on this one.
We have. And we went off topic like we usually do. This video has been going on 32 minutes.
See? I told you.
Oh, I show my age. All right. So definitely go to X. Why do they always say X, formerly Twitter? Just say Twitter. They all know what it is.
Yep.
Go to Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any podcast site, and just search TomandBunny, TomandBunny, or go to TomandBunny.com and you'll see links on how to get to a lot of the stuff. And you'll also see links on the travel dates that me and Bunny are actually at Hedonism in Jamaica, if you'd like to travel with us. That's another thing. If you want to see, I know you don't want to see me nude, but if you want to see her nude, the only time she gets nude is at events where there is a swimming pool.
Right, absolutely.
So she likes to dress in themes, so you won't really see that. We love to party and dress up and hang out in just normal attire. But at the pool, we're in the mix.
Yeah, because my body's allergic to bathing suits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. So follow us on all social media or not. If you send us a message, definitely send a question that we can answer. Don't send us a question that we may or may not answer because we may or may not answer.
And that's to anybody you want to meet.
Right. So hopefully you gained a little of our knowledge on this of whys and why nots, and hopefully you become more successful learning from someone else.
Exactly.
All right? Until next time.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.